RH at the conference. A lot of people were like, nothing burger. Was that an update? Expected more, all this stuff. But your perspective, what he talked about, did it give you hope? Did it give you concern? Were you just like, what if PulseChain's launched till 2024? What if it happened? Like, is
selling my coins and that's it? I'm just out of it. No, like now. Okay, so I can't speak. Look, I'm OG Hexican. I really am like a real. I'm Hex Jesus, legitimately. Like I'm Hex Jesus, right? But if it did take to 2024, I would be okay with it. I'd be a little mad. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be like, God damn it, like fuck. But I would get over it, right? Because I have a lot of other like irons in the fire. I can keep myself busy with the pumps and Ethereum and this, and I do shitcoinery and stuff like that. I play around with ecosystems. I'll be fine, right? I'll just be waiting and DCAing into Hex and just believing, right? But would I be a little pissed off? Of course, I'd be like, man, damn, that sucks. But it is what it is. Look. The average, so I'm in a lot of seed rounds for projects and stuff, and a lot of VC projects. I've finally gotten the ability to get into some of these kind of products and projects and stuff, right? It usually is you do not get tokens for 2 years. Like it's usually a 2 to 3 year kind of gestation period. Like let's just say I invest into a token today, right? As a in a seed round, as an example, right? Let's just say the token launches 6 months from now. Normally, what will happen is the token launches for about a full year. The VCs do not get their coins for another year. And then from that year onwards, they drip it out for about a year to 2 years. So no matter what, I would be strapped into this ecosystem before I would start getting any coins to dump or sell or like invest or move around. It would take me 2 to 3 years to start getting tokens. And this is why this is why I've been teaching the courses for all. It's called the VC mindset, right? If you are going to make these long shot sort of investments, you've got to make sure that obviously we pay attention. We hope it comes out sooner and stuff like that. But it is the sort of thing. The average token, the average ecosystem, like the average project that comes out in sort of this kind of form, sacrifice, whatever IDO, ICO, IP, whatever the hell it is, any of those, anything, right?
Yeah.
Fair launch, anything, right? It takes like 2+ years. And even with like Hex, right? I was waiting for Hex since 2017. I was waiting for Hex since, I'm sorry, forgive me. I'm sorry. I was waiting for Hex basically since
2017 sounds right, but actually maybe not.
No, it's wrong actually. It's wrong. Yeah. Basically 2018. I'm sorry. He started hinting towards a coin being created in 2018. Well, actually end of 2017, 18, he started really talking about it. And then we merged from one token, then eventually went Bitcoin Hex and all that stuff. But we were waiting that long for Hex. It took basically the entire bear market for it to come out. It came out in December of 2019. I didn't have since I staked all my tokens like a good Hexican, no liquid, right? Full on crazy person, Hexican and stuff like that. Like didn't have tokens come out until 2021. So you got to imagine like 2018 to 2021. Like was that 3.5 years damn near? Like that's the level, and then on top of that, YouTubing damn near every other day and stuff like that, doing like something like 12 to 18 of unpaid hours YouTubing on a project that I have literally no liquid coins for, pumping other people's bags and shit, like to have it out. Now I'm not saying to go that crazy, that's ridiculous, right? That's insane, but like
I'm just trying to like wrap my head around just being so upset about like not it just what if it takes another year? Like the people who want it to come so quickly they're probably gonna dump it anyways, right? And it's like if it launched tomorrow, PulseChain launched tomorrow, there'd be a whole bunch of people that are like, oh great, I can't wait to what am I gonna do with it? I'm gonna trade it. I'm gonna probably wreck myself in a lot of ways. So if it takes another year, I just don't have that like frame of mind to even understand why people can't wait for this. Maybe it is the VC mindset. You think that's like, it's just like this, wait for something.
Tough. It's tough because it's taken longer than it should have. If I'm being like, you're right. Look, I'm being 100% real with you. There were some fuck ups here. Like, there really was, right? Richard, I'm not blaming. I have to say Richard because the devs, a lot of them are in private. Like we know maybe 1 or 2 tops at most, right? But let's just be for like. Because Richard's the head of the project, he will take why he gets most of the glory. He will get most of the hate, right? Yeah. He accepts this, right? So, if we're being for real, right? We were very close to launching. I think in May of last year. What happened is Richard called the top in the summer, right? What was it? $64,000, right? I believe he didn't really expect for Bitcoin to re-pump back up to 69,000. And if you actually look at the chart, I believe he thought it might have re-pumped again in the summer, because it was looking like we were like, oh fuck, are we getting a triple reinflation or something? Like that's how it was kind of looking. So if you actually look at what was going on during like March and everything like that, he wasn't really saying, like, it was kind of sounding like, and I knew a lot of people that was going on, and I knew a lot of stuff that's kind of going on in the background. We were going to, PulseChain was going to launch in May. And what happened? The market took a shit, and then from there, Richard started saying, "Yo, bros, we're heading down bad." And then he's really started getting on this tirade of like the market's, and then we have the Luna stuff and all this other things happening, right? So I personally think we postponed the launch of PulseChain because of all these macro events, and not to launch during a crashing market. Then from there, because we waited so long for that to happen, and we were waiting for calm waters to launch PulseChain, then a fucking wild card came in. Is Ethereum did something, and then they launched Ethereum 2.0, and that caught Richard off guard. And the devs off guard, because they're like, holy fuck, they actually did something. Holy crap. And then from there, they had to kind of scramble in private in the background and go like, oh crap, I guess we have to scrap. We basically should, if we're going to get all the new tech and stuff like that, and we want to be with all the new innovation, we're going to have to essentially copy the new version of it, adapt it, and then launch it. So it means we got all the previous work that we've done for PulseX and PulseChain and stuff, we have to delete it all and then remake it again. And that's where we're at right now, basically.
I don't think the time estimates weren't that off. It was just that these different events changed, like the direction of the project of like taking up the new features and then doing the fork.
But we still have the roadmap, and that we know what we want now. They know what they built. So if they built, I think they built most of it and it was ready to go. What happened is that Ethereum 2.0 upgraded, right? But then you had this huge macro event. Like you can't launch a project while the whole fucking, imagine if we launched PulseChain on the weekend that fucking Luna rugged. How bad that would have been, bro. Like at worst case, Pulse would have just been like this, flat. And like we're like 1% for the day. Like in a sea of red, PulseChain and Hex are the only things that are green. We can't. And then what would happen is everyone in their fucking mom will get scared, or people who were in PulseChain who had money in other ecosystems were completely getting wrecked. They would have sold PulseChain and Hex off in order to cover their fucking asses from all the losses they took on Luna and all the other ecosystems. And then that would have just got rid of the whole pump. And then we basically wouldn't have had a fucking season. So we would have wasted the first fucking like PulseChain season on a Luna dump and then an FTX dump.
Interesting. So
that's what at least I believe so far, as of that, yeah.
So all the decisions so far have just been trying to catch up, and now we're doing POS, and the V2 V3 thing with PulseX is still kind of unclear. Although it sounds like Richard's favoring V2 from what I understood. So right now, do you think everything is on track? Like you expect? We talked about Shanghai earlier. Like, what do you expect that to affect anything if it takes that long?
Well, other than just causing all the prices in crypto to go down, even Hex will go down on that, basically. Of course, even though most of our liquidity is still in USDC, we still, even though we've kind of put Hex in a certain place like that, and then PulseChain, but if one of the main two, if Bitcoin or Ethereum were to go, something would happen, it would really crash back down. It would affect everybody because then you have reflexivity. So if these cryptos go down, everything else goes down, and then people, and then a lot of Hexians say that they're max. Now they're not like you, right? RHMaximalist. There's people who hold a lot of other tokens that when their pockets are hurting, they sometimes they use Hex or whatever they use, or when their other ecosystem is hurting, they use other things to like let's just say for some reason my Phantom went bananas. I would take the Phantom money and then roll it into Hex. I'm like, yeah, right. Or when Hex is going bananas and everything's going to shit, I use this. So a lot of people use other token ecosystems to kind of like help the sides up like this and stuff, right? Of rebalancing. Or a parachute, right? Well, that's why you have like the whole market's taking a shit, and then somehow it's still affecting Hex a little bit. Well, because other people are in other ecosystems, or like people get scared, or like, wow, the momentum stopped, let me go into cash, and that's kind of what happens, right? So I think we're on track. We are going to get PulseChain. I don't think it's that far away. I do think the V3 testnet will come out in on Valentine's Day, or within that range. I think we will have it in February. Richard said it's coming pretty close, so I'm saying I don't believe this month, but I believe next month. I think we'll have it.
That'd be nice.